Today, we have an audio recording of Josh Garcia's interview, February 18th, with the Franchise Sports 107.7 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. If you do want to follow them on Twitter, their handle is FranchiseOKC. I hope you enjoy the interview. Have a nice day.
107.7 The Franchise, 107.9 The Franchise in Tulsa. We're joined now by a very special guest from Energy FC, Josh Garcia joining us. Josh, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, not much. I'm doing good. Kind of tired from the flight last night, but doing really good.
How long is the flight, by the way? Because for those that don't know, Josh was actually called up by the Dominican national team, and you've spent what, the last week there?
Yeah. I just got back last night. I left last Sunday, and the flight was roughly around 12 hours, 13 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Or yeah, just the traveling. I had to go through Newark, New Jersey, and then Houston, then here. And not to say like the sprint session from in Newark to the plane there, because I was way behind, like an hour left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
long trip.
Josh is an Oklahoma, I say native. You actually graduated from U.S. Grant, which is an awesome deal. You're an Oklahoma guy. You're with the Energy. Your story to me is absolutely incredible. So let's start with that. You get to U.S. Grant and you get into soccer when you're there. What's the sport meant to you?
I think more it was just like a way to connect, because it was that my friends always played. Not that I was that good at it or really good at it, but my friends were always doing it, so it was something like, well, I want to do that. And then I was the middle child. Brothers, they're like once a year older, a year younger, and everything was competitive. Everything was like, oh, I gotta be the best. Mario Kart, Diddy Kart Racing, whatever it was like, I'm gonna be the best. So then now, like, my friends became like brothers, and it was like, oh, I gotta get better than these guys, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta get better than my friends, and we just played every day, and I just wanted to be able to do things that I saw on YouTube, and it just went from there, like slowly just playing over and over and over again. I was able to finally pick up my game enough to get recognized a little bit.
So before you started playing, how much did you know about the sport of soccer?
When I moved to Oklahoma, I played one summer, and that was around like 2001, but then I would go visit my dad in Massachusetts, so we never like continued playing until 7th grade. I would play in recess, but that was it. Like, I was running around in recess, kicking the ball until a little more organized soccer, but it wasn't that I was good, because 8th grade, the thing was like, I was like better than I was before, but I was just on the bench. Like, my friends were 6th graders like playing, and I was like, man, how am I in 8th grade? 13 years old. This guy just turned 11, and he has me like right in the bench, so it was like, I gotta practice, I gotta get better, and then from there, I just YouTube. Organized soccer was always tougher for me, because like I was used to just playing at a park. That was always the easiest thing, running around, dribbling, doing whatever you wanted to do to get out of tight spaces. And then I was like, oh, okay. The organized game was a bit different, because it's more tactical, more knowledge, rather than just like free roam.
We're joined right now here on 107.7 The Franchise, 107.9 The Franchise in Tulsa by Josh Garcia of Energy FC. Josh, your story's crazy. You start building it up. You actually made the Energy roster and the under 23 squad by just a tryout. I mean, your perseverance has been crazy. You go through college, injuries, some setbacks there. What's been your perseverance with this? Like, what's been the thing that's made you just keep driving and all of a sudden be now like getting called up to the Dominican national team? Like, it's crazy.
It's that never giving up, like, kind of attitude of whatever it is, just never stopping, like striving for more. Like, and I guess sometimes like we chase perfection. We want to achieve something like that's perfect. We want to be perfect, but the thing is, if you can live with not being perfect but giving it your all, then you'll be satisfied. And that's kind of what 2018 was to me, because ironically, before I went to the Dominican for vacationing, and my cousins were like, oh, you play soccer, Dominicans don't play soccer, like, in the US, you must be pretty good, like, are you a pro or anything? And I was like, no, I'm not, and I was like, that's always been something I aspired to want to do. And then he was like, why not? I was just like, I don't know, like, I never gave it a shot, like, injuries and everything after I graduated, like, being like the first in my generation, like a family to get a degree, and I was like pressured to get it. I felt pressure personally. I got to get a big job now. I got to land a big job. And after doing that for a while, I still felt the need to play soccer. Like, I was like, I'm not fulfilling myself. Like, I still feel that lack of satisfaction, because I never really tried anything. So then 2016, I went to a combine just to see what it was like. And I got selected for like an all-star game, like the best players at that combine, which was a couple hundred people there. But I didn't get like any, like, notoriety or spoken to like by other coaches, you know. And I was okay with that. So then 2 years fast forward, or a year later, I went to Dominican, got back, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try out anywhere I can this year. And got back from the Dominican Republic and went to the energy tryouts like 2 weeks after. And then it all started there. So yeah, so I was like, whoa, okay. All I needed to do was like really like set my mind and dedicate it to it. Because if it didn't happen here, I was gonna go anywhere else. Like I was gonna ride it out to the year, and then if it didn't happen, I would be satisfied because I gave it everything I could.
Josh Garcia is our guest in studio. He plays for Energy FC. They open their season on March the 9th, their regular season. March the 16th is the home opener, my birthday. March the 16th at Taft Stadium. So if you want to check out tickets, energyfc.com is where you can do that. Dylan mentioned earlier, Josh, you're from U.S. Grants, where you went to high school. I know your community is a big part of what has made you what you are today. I know the Energy works really closely with Fields and Futures. We have worked really closely at the franchise with Fields and Futures as well. Talk about what it means for you to not only play in Oklahoma City, where you're from, but also to give back to that community that was a big part of your childhood.
That's one of the things that means the world to me, because I have friends that aspire for the same dreams, same goals, and throughout life we all hit obstacles, and I feel like some of us struggle to overcome them, you know, because it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel if you don't know anybody who has done it, you know. So it's like I think like I'm in a position to where now I can lay a foundation, give a blueprint to, hey, this is what I did wrong, this is what I did right. Like, stay away from these decisions, and if you like, and to try to guide them, the next generation, to achieve not just like whether it's a pro soccer player, but I did get a degree, I could get a good job after. But like, I mean, and I say college, yes, it's great, but also it's not for everybody. You got to be realistic with it. But if you can get college paid for whether it is a semester or anything, because you play soccer, and then you don't like it, that's fine. But you tried it, you know, you at least got scratched that off the list. And I have plenty of friends who like got responsibilities at age 15 that, you know, just from like lack of knowledge of 17, 18, 19, some friends aren't here with us anymore. So it's like, dang, what could we have done like from then to be someone that contributes to society now, like that isn't going through problems or isn't going to struggle later on in the future. And that's really what motivates me and pushes me, because like whether it's my brothers or family members or best friends that went through anything in their lives, I don't want anybody else to go through anything or major obstacles that could be avoided just because like sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
So like, just I don't need anybody like going through any more obstacles that could be avoided with guidance, you know. Like, if you just needed the right type of guidance, then I'd rather be that platform or that person that they can go to, as well as my friends at Football Factory that are trying to do the same thing with me.
What about your mom? I read a big piece that, again, if you haven't had a second to read this, Todd has tweeted out, I've retweeted it, that Jenny Carlson did on you, and it goes into your details about your struggles and your relationship with your mom too, which is a really cool thing. What is that meant to you, that relationship that you have with her that's kind of helped you prevail and persevere to this point?
That relationship is like my best friend, you know, because like she's seen me at my lowest. Like, out of anybody in the world, she's seen me. Like, I remember when I tore my ACL, it was like 3 a.m. and I'm just like teary-eyed on my bed, and my brother's living with us, and my bed is in the living room at this time, because I just got back from college. I lost my room and all that, and I can't come back. But I was just like 3 a.m. and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I just want to play soccer." That's how I told her. I just want to play. Like, I just realized how big of an impact that was, and like the more struggles I went through, the more like that strengthened our bond, more than just like a friend and a go-to person, because that was hard for me to establish with her, I think, because she was always working. We were always in the streets running around, and you know, and it was like, oh, these kids are getting in more trouble, so it's like you never see the brighter side of like the relationships you can have with your parents if you are like a troublemaker or whatever it is.
Josh, tonight there's going to be a signing party. The Energy are hosting 5:30 to 7 tonight at the Cantera Event Center, which is at 1 Southeast 59th Street, Suite E. It's in Oklahoma City. Food and drinks will be provided there. If you want more info, go to energyfc.com and you can RSVP there. Before we let you go, people want to know, Josh, real quickly, who's your favorite professional team? Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga?
That'll be
who's your favorite professional team?
Might get some hate on this one, but that's Barcelona.
Okay, that's all right. It's better than Tyler, who brought you in over there as a Red Devil.
Yeah, and it started with me with Ronaldinho. Like, that's somebody, I YouTubed him, and then I was like, oh, fell in love with the sport, and then that just dragged on. Like I said, the beanie you have there, is that City?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that coach, he made a crazy era there, and, you know, so he also...
If you grew up watching the skill stuff on YouTube, you saw a lot of Ronaldinho, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Josh,
Josh, thanks, man.
Best of luck this season, man. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.